Have you ever felt like life was closing every door in your face? Like no matter how hard you try, the answer is always no? Maybe you poured your heart into something, a job application, a relationship, a dream, and instead of a breakthrough, all you got was rejection. I know that feeling all too well. A few years ago, I thought I had everything figured out. I had a plan. A solid, well-thought-out plan. I worked late nights, sacrificed weekends, gave up social events. I put my heart and soul into making it happen. Then, one day, I got the call. The opportunity one had been working toward, the one I had counted on, was gone. Just like that. Someone else had been chosen. I remember sitting in my car, staring blankly at the dashboard, feeling like a complete failure. The thoughts started creeping in. Was I just not good enough? Did I waste all this time for nothing? That deep, gut-wrenching feeling of hopelessness settled in. And I asked myself, what now? What do you do when life says no? At that moment, I felt lost. But looking back, I now realize something. That rejection wasn't the end. It was a redirection. It was life pushing me toward something even better, something I couldn't see yet. And this is exactly where Stoicism comes in. The ancient Stoics had a powerful way of dealing with setbacks, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you the mindset shift that changed everything for me, and can change everything for you too. Because every single one of us will face rejection, failure, and disappointment. But the way we respond to it, that makes all the difference. Let's talk about how the Stoics dealt with rejection and failure, and how their wisdom can help you turn a no into something life-changing. The first step is to accept reality. Not as you want it to be, but as it is. When Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, faced obstacles, he didn't complain. He didn't resist reality. He accepted it. In his personal journal, Meditations, he wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Think about that for a moment. What if the very thing blocking your path wasn't blocking you at all? What if it was actually showing you a new path? Most of us waste time fighting against reality. We say things like, "This shouldn't have happened. It's not fair. This isn't how it was supposed to go." But here's the thing. Life doesn't care how you think things should go. Reality is what it is. The Stoics teach us to stop resisting and start adapting. The sooner you stop wishing things were different, the sooner you can focus on what to do next. So the next time life says no, don't waste time arguing with reality. Instead, ask, what can I do with this? Because that is where your power lies. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, had a simple but life-changing insight. There are things you can control. And there are things you can't control. Most of our suffering comes from obsessing over the things we can't control. Let's say you didn't get the job you wanted. Can you control the hiring manager's decision? No. Can you change the fact that someone else was chosen? No. But what can you control? You can control your response. You can control your next move. You can control how you show up for the next opportunity. This mindset shift is huge. Because when you stop focusing on what's outside your control, you take your power back. Whenever you feel frustrated, ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, let it go. If the answer is yes, take action. Because true power comes from focusing on what's in your hands. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." If life says no, it means there's something to be learned here. Maybe you weren't ready yet. Maybe there's a better path ahead that you can't see right now. Let me tell you a story. You've probably heard of J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. But what you might not know is that before she became one of the most successful writers in history, she was rejected 12 times. 12 publishers told her no. Imagine if she had given up after the first rejection, or the 5th, or the 10th. But she didn't. She kept going. Michael Jordan? Cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah Winfrey? Fired from her first TV job. The difference between people who succeed and people who don't? Resilience. Life's no is never the end. It's a test, a challenge, a redirect. The question is, will you keep going? So how do you actually apply this when you're feeling lost? The first step is to pause and reflect. When you face rejection, don't react emotionally. Take a deep breath. Step back. Ask yourself, what is life trying to teach me here? The second step is to shift your focus. Stop focusing on what you can't change. Instead, look for your next move. What can you control? What's one step you can take forward? And finally, keep moving forward. Don't let rejection stop you. Use it. Learn from it. Keep going. Because every no gets you one step closer to the right yes. So, what do you do when life says no? You accept it. You shift your focus to what you can control. And you use every setback as a stepping stone to something greater. Because here's the truth. Every no is not the end of your story. It's just a plot twist. And sometimes, the best chapters come after the hardest rejections. If you found this video helpful, drop a comment below. What's a time in your life when you heard no, and how did you handle it? I'd love to hear your story. And if you're ready to start living with a stoic mindset, make sure to subscribe, because there's so much more to learn. Remember, the obstacle is the way. Keep moving forward.